Hello everybody and welcome to Asdee for the official opening of the Jack Walsh Memorial Pitch on this beautiful June evening, where Kerry will play Clare in about an hour's time. We are here outside the ground, outside the dressing rooms, and the crowd are already beginning to gather, and this hard working committee in Asdee deserve great credit for the magnificent facilities that they have here and for their official opening this evening. A beautiful evening. We had showers this morning, but it's cleared up now, and hopefully it will stay dry for the next 2 hours or so, and the official opening will be performed by the PRO of the GAA, Danny Lynch, down from Croke Park for the occasion. So as we stand outside the ground, you can see in the background the magnificent pitch, which we will take a look at in a few minutes before the start of the game and before the official opening. Here we are outside the magnificent dressing rooms, beautifully built, and Unclaw and Keary on the door there for the two teams that will be here later on, and some fine footballers on either side, and of course Clare are now a team to be reckoned with, and hopefully we'll have a good game today as both of them prepare for the championship. And in that dressing room there on the Kerry side should be great footballers like Maurice Fitzgerald and the up-and-coming Eamon Breen and Liam Flaherty and others should be in that dressing room. And on the Clare side, people like Frankie Griffin, Francis McInerney, and of course they will be trained and are trained by the great Kerryman John O'Keefe. And we're now right in front of the stand, and you can see there lovely construction and great credit to a very small club, Asdee, for the facilities they have here. A stand, dressing rooms, a beautiful pitch, as good a surface as you'd find any place. And there in front of the stand, of course, we have some juvenile players from Asdee and Beale who are playing a challenge game here before the big game. And as we look down the field, beautiful setting, beautiful evening, everything right for the official opening of the Jack Walsh Memorial Pitch. We're looking across there, and I see at the end there Jim O'Connor, the present chairman of the Asdee Club, and right behind him Tommy O'Connor, the president, and just beyond Tommy is Patsy Coughlin, the current secretary of Asdee. And as I take a photograph there of some great Asdee GAA personnel. On the left is Oliver Carney, on the right Tommy O'Connor, the president, in the front is Jim O'Connor, the current chairman. Behind him is Patsy Coughlin, secretary and referee, and some of the younger generation in front with their trophy. And this beautiful pitch here tonight as we look down, and the opening of the Jack Walsh Memorial Pitch, as I say, and you couldn't wish for a better evening. And here we have with us now three great Asdee men. On the left there is Tommy, a brother of Jack Walsh, and in the centre Tommy O'Connor, great GAA man in Asdee over the years and current president of the club. And on the right is Eddie Walsh, the son of the great Jack Walsh. We just have a few words with the lads. So what can you remember of Jack, your brother?
Tom, I'm Jack's brother, yes.
What can you remember of Jack?
Huh?
What can you remember of Jack?
Oh, I remember him playing his first football match with Kerry in April 1925. It was the 1924 All-Ireland, and it was his first senior match with Kerry. I don't remember it, but he played his first football match at 16 years of age in 1919 with the GAA outside against my van. And then I saw him nearly in every occasion. He played with Kerry from that until he retired in 1934.
1934 he retired?
He retired.
So he had a great long career?
He had 10 years.
10 years, and he won, as far as I remember, he won 6 All-Ireland medals.
6 All-Ireland medals and 4 National League medals. He had 3 trips to America with the Kerry team. And the last match he played was in 1926 in the drawn game against Kildare. He was being beaten badly at centre half back by Larry Stanley, the world high jumper. And for the replay, then they were bringing my brother Jack into the left back full position, and he didn't want to go. He said, if Larry Stanley beat me the last day, he won't beat me today. And they said, no, Jack Murphy, Carsiveen, was injured, was ill, and Jack had to replace him. And PC wrote after, and he said, Crockdarragh Jack, he said, at left full back, shone like Aladdin's star.
Very good, very good. Now
Tommy Connor will give you a say.
I remember Jack Walsh. I saw him playing, and I played with him.
Very good.
I did, yeah. I played in a tractor team with.
Yeah, and Tommy, you're the president of
Yeah.
Asdee. You have great memories down the years of what happened here in Asdee, and when they were called Crockdarragh and
That's
later
right.
on Asdee
When
then.
I played a couple of games with tractor and a young fella.
And there was Faha as well back.
Well, I wouldn't.
No, before your time, but there were some of the Asdee for the
that
club.
was before then, yeah. That was before then.
Yeah. Well, a great day for Asdee today, Tommy. No,
It was a great day for Asdee, great day for us all, great day for the Walsh family.
great, and a great day for the youth to be able to
Tis
see
a horse,
what's
tis a horse,
a facility like this.
tis a horse.
And you're the president now for how many years? Tommy?
About 50 years now.
Oh my God, you're giving a great service. And over here we have Eddie, Walsh, son of Jack.
Great Jack.
The son of the great Jack, and Eddie.
And he was on playing, of course. It wasn't born at all when he was playing.
Right.
But ever since I was a child, I heard them people. And he mentioned he was supposed to be one of the best fielders of a ball that ever played football. I believe he was a tough, uncompromising defender.
And I suppose the Walsh family are honoured that this pitch is dedicated to your father.
No, we're delighted. And I'd like to thank the Asdee club for naming it after my father, and I hope his exploits will inspire the youth of Asdee to play Gaelic football always.
Thank you very much, Eddie. Thank you. Here we have Michael Walsh, Jack's nephew. Well, Michael, great day for the Walsh family and to remember Jack, who won the 6 All-Ireland medals.
It was a great day altogether for the people of Asdee and the people that toiled for the last 10 years to bring it to a head, and I don't think there is one thing left undone. It's fully completed now, and it's a great for the Walsh family and great for the people of the parish.
What do you remember of Jack?
I remember one advice he gave. He said, many good young footballer, he said, will fall by the wayside if he starts following the Fandines.
But it was great, Mick, for Asdee over the years. Yourself, you played for Kerry and Donahue's
yeah.
and John Kennedy and Jack. Great tradition down here.
There is, and this will ensure that there'll always be a team regardless of the quality, but the camaraderie will be there. Because we played, I remember playing in farmers' fields when I started off, but this will ensure that there'll always be a focal point in the parish, and I think it's very essential to have that.
And every year you won't be winning competitions, Mike, but you will always produce, in time the Asdee will produce a player again. That happens in every parish, but they won't produce them unless they have the facilities, I suppose.
It doesn't, but if a team can play as good as possible, it doesn't matter if they win anything, there's a certain sense of satisfaction if you come off the field and say, well, we couldn't play any better, and we might improve next year and we might win something. There's a great satisfaction in playing to the best of your ability.
And Mike, when you were young around here now, there wasn't anything like this. You just got a farmer's field, wasn't it?
No, we played in a field across the road from my house, and we used to often get hunted out of it when the grasses start growing, but we would sneak back in again.
But the youth can't have any complaints now, they have the facilities.
No, but there was one place back in Beale there now, the Clash they was called it, and it was a great nursery for football in this part of the country, because we had the Beale fellas and the Asdee fellas, and we often played back there for 3 and 4 hours at a time. We only waddled home, we were so tired, but we enjoyed it.
I remember, Mick, you were playing in Chile one time there, the Kerry team, and it was in 67, 68,
Yeah.
and I had a brother playing in that actually. You just came up maybe the wrong time, did you? Because Kerry went on to win 2 All-Irelands after that. Well, it's not the wrong time, but
Yeah.
they were more successful just after that, weren't they?
They were before it and after it actually, but as you say, we were just
Yeah.
in
People
the
like Juddy O'Connor and
Yeah.
Bernie Callahan were the same, weren't they? When they
I-
played, Kerry didn't win in those years.
To my mind now, Juddy was the second best footballer in the county. I'd put him alongside Mick O'Connell, but the only thing, Mick had a little bit more class than Juddy, but for drive and ability, Juddy was one of the best in the county.
Well, Mick, thanks for talking to us, and you brought the old football, I suppose, from Jack, and he had a great innings. He had an exceptional run, hadn't he?
He had.
Even though it took the modern fellas to
He said at one stage in his career that they were like a circus, that they were going around opening every field in every county in Mayo and Leitrim, but he enjoyed every bit of it.
That's great, Mick. Thanks for talking to us, and it was lovely to be talking to you, and you put a bit of humour into it. Thanks, Mike. And here in a moment now we'll have the future generation of Asdee boys and girls being presented with their medals, the under 10, 12, 14 and 16 boys and girls who took part in a blitz organised here by the Asdee club and played over a number of different nights, and it'll be a nice occasion for them to get their medals here on this historic occasion, and of course they'll see themselves in video, and in years to come they can look at this again and see how they've changed over the years, and hopefully many of them will go on and play for Asdee in both ladies and men's football, and we will go over now and we'll see them being presented with their medals.
Ladies and gentlemen, we'll now present the trophies to the Asdee ladies under 16. Mary Mulvihill, Deirdre Mulvihill,
Thank you.
Helen Breen, Sinead Breen, Bridget Breen, Ciara Galvin, Fiona Galvin, Anya Lynch, Maureen Lynch, Marie Kissan, Yvonne Kissan, Siobhan Walsh, Mary Alice Walsh, Shirley Quinn, Trina Markin, Marion Foley, Mara O'Hanlon, Lisa Griffin, Philomena Stack, Rita Stack, Hannah Long, Christina McIntaggart, Anne-Marie O'Carroll, Magella Stack, Maura Hayes, Nuala O'Donoghue, Moira McElligott, Trina Dalton, Carmel Green, Jennifer O'Carroll, and Anne Dalton. Jeremiah Hayes, Patrick Boyle, Conor Coughlin, David Lynch, Liam McElligott, Audrey Ruddle, Declan Griffin, and Noel Lamb. And now we have the under 10s. John Doran, Niall Doran, Michael Buckley, Dennis Dalton, Cathal Dalton, Brian O'Hanlon, Michael Green, Owen O'Carroll, Paul O'Carroll, Kieran Sexton, Thomas Falvey, Owen Kennedy, Brian Kennedy, Jeremiah Costello, Thomas Mulvihill, Thomas Ray, John Ray, Liam Galvin, Stephen O'Carroll, David O'Carroll, Marcus Long, Jamie Kelly, and David Ruddle. We also have Lorraine Kennedy for the Asdee under 16 girls. Now we'll call on the boys under 16, and we would like to thank Billy and Wright for sponsoring these medals. Hugh O'Donoghue, Michael Hayes, Brian Coughlin, Paul O'Hanlon, David Griffin, Kieran McElligott, Sean Dalton, Tommy Griffin, Moss Hanlon, Michael Keane, Tom Hayes, Shane English, and John Collins. At this stage, we would like to thank Beale for the use of their jerseys and Ballydonoghue for the use of the underage goals. And we would like to thank everybody that participated in the underage blitz, and I'd like to thank Patrick and Kevin for organising the same. Thank you.
First of all, I would like to, for Tony Key, for the first chairman of Asdee Board in 1987. First secretary of Asdee Board in was John Paul Gallivan in 1987. First lady secretary of Asdee Board in was Mary E. in 1988. Secretary of Board in 1990, John Kinley.
John, just stand there 1 second. You nearly come a bit fast with this, lovely. Well done.
Yeah, thanks a lot. Thanks.
Hero in 1991 is Jack Hinnison.
Well done, Donny.
Just with us, just for a sec. Lovely stuff. Well done.
Thanks,
Robert, right.
Yeah, we have with us now John Kennedy, and while we talk about Jack Walsh in the past, John is more modern. Back 10 years ago, John was starting in Croke Park for Kerry on All-Ireland finals. Now, John, when you were young, where did you play your football?
Well, unfortunately that time, Robert, there was no club here, so we played with Ballylongford, both at underage and up along minor and under 21 and senior, and just a case of somebody here looking after this side of the parish, and as I say, we played with Ballylongford. But when the club was formed here, it's great. Like there are a lot of players now that are getting games who wouldn't get games before. The better players were picked inside, like, and obviously you put out your best team. But when you play a team in your own parish, everybody is getting games. You might be weak, but the main thing is playing the game and improving the skills. And at underage level, while you might be that successful, when it comes to senior level, at up along, you'll always pick out 2 or 3 out of every team. So over a period of 5 or 6 years, you're going to have a senior team, and that's what it's all about, really, playing the game. Success will come afterwards, but it's not what it's all about, really. Playing the game, and as I say, passing on the skills, that's what it's all about.
John, you played for Kerry and Croke Park and you won All-Ireland medals, but I was actually reading in your programme, your fantastic programme that you brought out the other night, where Sean Kelly, the chairman of the county board, actually complimented you particularly as being one of the county players who puts a lot back into his club, particularly with the juvenile club. Is that right, John?
Well, that's right, Robert. I feel I was lucky. There are a lot of great players around the country that don't get the chance, first of all, to play for their county and then to play in Croke Park. And I feel I was lucky to come up when there was a good team there, and I got the breaks. And I got a lot from the football, from the Kerry team. I got a lot from the GAA. I've travelled all over the world, really, and I've 3 All-Ireland medals as well. But I think that it's only right that a player who has enjoyed success would put something back into it. And it's great, really, when you're playing with your own lads here and you're up in the field and you're passing on the skills to them, and the bit that you've learned, it all helps. And I think that there's great satisfaction when you see young lads improving. That's what it's all about, really.
John, I've been watching you playing for many years, and I always thought, for what it's worth, my opinion, that you were one of the best 2-footed footballers I ever saw. You could kick a ball 50 or 60 yards with both feet, and many players can't do that. But I still watch you, and I think you will really enjoy club football all the time.
I really enjoy it, Robert. I'll tell you, there's no pressure. I actually am a trainer of our own senior team here as well, and it's an added. It means that you have to be there, and I'm getting more enjoyment out of playing football at the moment than I did really when I was playing for Kerry, I'll tell you, because you're under a lot of pressure playing with the county team, and you have to be peak form all the time. Whereas with your club, there's less pressure, obviously, but it's great to be involved, and you see around here today, like the work that the local community have put in. This is their work. It's called after the great Jack Walsh, which is he was a legend in his time. I knew him. I never saw him playing, but I knew him, and I was lucky. I think that in '84 I took the cup, the Sam Maguire, down to him at his home. And when it came around here in the following October, when the Kerry team came to the village, unfortunately he had passed away. So I was delighted, looking back on it, that I got the honour of taking the cup down to him at home. And coming back to your point about putting time in with the club, as I say, you get satisfaction and you get great enjoyment from it. And to see the young lads improving, when we started the club here, some of those lads are on our senior team with me now. And it's great. And as I say, success, we've been very successful for a small club, and hopefully there's more success down the road.
And you've no regrets, John, about your time in the GAA? Sure, it's great.
No regrets. I'll tell you, it's a super organisation. You make great friends with it all over the country and all over the world, really. And they come back, and no matter where you go, I find whatever county you're in or whatever town you're in, football is a great medium of conversation. And if you meet a fella for the first time, whether it be in a bar or whether it be in a sports field or whatever, and he realises you're in the GAA, it's the very same as you know him all your life. I feel you can stay talking away, and whether it's football or hurling, it's a tremendous association, the friends you make out of it and the enjoyment you get, and that's what it's all about.
Thanks a million, John, that was great. Thanks a million.
No problem at all.
Red lights in the middle of
You better take my hands out of my pocket.
Now here we have the current chairman of the Asdee Club, a man who has put an awful lot of time into Asdee football over the years, Jim O'Connor. Jim, you're the chairman, and you have been a selector, and you have been treasurer. I've no doubt you have been selector, you have been many things with Asdee, but this is a great day for the club.
Well, I have to correct you with the start
Sorry,
secretary, that treasurer. That was one thing I didn't want to take his money.
But you're happy with what has happened anyway?
Oh, it's fantastic, Robert. To the our red letter day, and we never thought to come to this. And we started off our first draw.
When did you start it now, Jim?
We started our first draw in 1987. We had a meeting and we formed a finance committee. Our club was initially formed transitionally in December of 85, and we had to elect a committee to see could we get a club. Then when we got our club, a new committee was formed under the chairmanship of Father O'Sullivan, and JP McKelligot was our first secretary. They did great work. They got the club going after all, but unfortunately JP, through pressure of business, wasn't able to carry on, and there was a change. Sean Dorden took over and was secretary for the rest of the year. That was our 10th year. Father O'Sullivan was removed after the great work he had done in securing the club for us. He was removed from the parish, so a new chairman came in, the late Michael Mulville, whom I wish to pay our respects to Seanan. He did many great things on our behalf. He was a character through and through.
That's Michael, he's been on Radio Kerry there as well, great storyteller and all that.
He was Michael Seanan. He gave most of his life working for the BBC, and when he retired he came back here to Ireland and took up the cudgel here, and with respect, he couldn't have done more than he did. He was highly involved and gave it his all. A pity that he can't be with us this evening. He was buried there in the fall of the year. So I'm sure this evening he's with us in spirit, as there are many more who have passed away since we've started. Now, to get back to our draw, a finance committee was set up. They were the best committee that were ever set up in this country. They held the first draw. We had 2 draws over, and then we went about buying a field.
All this would be in the book anyway, Jim, wouldn't it? We'd hate to mention names here in case we left out some of those.
I'm not mentioning names.
But they're all in
they're all in the book.
I was reading that the other night. They're all in it.
So, all I want to do is to thank that committee for the work they've done. They've collected the cost of £160,000. This stadium is costing here this evening, and it's all paid for in the next draw, hopefully.
Everything will be paid for?
Everything in the next draw if it goes reasonably well.
That's some achievement anyway.
Yeah. We were really lucky. We used and abused our 2 politicians, Dennis Foley and Jimmy Dean. And Dennis Foley got 9,000 lottery money, and I wish to thank him for that. Jimmy Dean, when he went in, he twisted Bernard Allen's hand